is Ashleigh Howden. I'm the CEO of KJR. I'm here with Mark Dando, an independent consultant to corporates in Australia, and who advises them on how to create cultures of innovation. Mark's also the former head of online and mobile at the ABC, and prior to that had a number of years of a similar role heading up mobile technology and innovation for Fairfax. Mark, great to have you here.
Thank you very much.
Obviously, it's been a great morning at SQF for public sector in Canberra, and I'd just like to pick up on a few of the points that you were making in your presentation, if we could sort of delve a little bit deeper into those. You talked a lot about creating a culture of innovation within a corporate, and sort of like having its sort of arm's lengthedness to allow ideas to actually germinate without being sort of like crushed by particularly sort of middle management culture, which we've probably all experienced at different points in time. I was just curious as to how you put together a business case for an executive team to give the go ahead to a program of work like that.
I think in most organisations you'll find that there's an appetite for innovation, especially at the top level in an organisation. And there's also a great appetite for innovation at grassroots. There's often people on the coalface with great ideas, and the challenge is, how do you create that environment so that those ideas at the bottom don't get crushed, but there's a real investment in innovation. And what we found is you've got two choices. Either you transform the entire culture. That's a little bit of a longer and slower burn to change the culture, and you do want to achieve that. But you want to start that innovation immediately.
Yes.
And so you need to create an open stream, often we call it, a collaborative co-working space outside of that. Now, how do you put a business plan together for that? Well, you need to have clear deliverables in order for people to see what their return is on investing in this. It doesn't have to cost the earth, you just need to do this. So you might have a little bit of seed funding from a C-level sponsor and says, yeah, absolutely, let's put together this collaborative co-working space where we can second some employees with great ideas for a couple of months. We'll get in some startup organisations to come and work in this space. And you can then justify that budget against some clear deliverables of, let's say, over a 6-month period, you will deliver 6 prototypes or pilots that can then be assessed by your audience, by your executive team, by openly across the whole organisation. And then you can make decisions around which of those really interesting innovations you want to then effectively get second round funding for to turn into a quality product.
Yeah, fantastic. And how long does it take to plan something like this and actually get it off the ground? Like I suppose, two phases. One is, okay, I have the idea to create one of these. How long does it take to get to executive buy-in in your experience? And also from the point where it's effectively sanctioned, how long until the rubber really hits the road and actually it's put into practice?
Well, I think one of the things that can delay starting is the unknown. How do I set up a space? How do I involve different stakeholders? How do I involve the staff in the right way, communicate that out in the right way to create that kind of culture and that buzz around what we're doing? The answer to that is that can be quite slow if you try and do that on your own. What I'd encourage people to think about is to say, well, people have travelled this path successfully before. We've worked with all sorts of organisations, government, state, government, big corporates, and we can share those lessons around how to quickly and effectively set up this collaborative co-working space.
Yeah, brilliant. Okay. So how do you transition the half a dozen startups from your incubator program into the rest of the organisation so you continue that momentum?
Effectively, how can we keep momentum at that transition stage from the freedom of innovation to building this into quality services? And the real way to do that is to ensure that QA staff and managers are involved in this innovation phase.
Yes.
So QA staff and managers will be used to being the gatekeepers of quality for large existing services, and that's great. They should also change hats a bit, and when they are engaging in the innovation process, they should be able to survey and look at all these different ideas, and with the knowledge that they're constantly thinking from a perspective of how would I integrate this in a quality assured way into an existing product, or if necessary as a new product, so that at the point where some of these great innovations are win stakeholder approval, maybe they've been through some pilots, the prototypes are built very, very rapidly, as we discussed. Within a few months, stakeholders say, yeah, we're happy to fund this now and make it go mainstream into an existing product. Well, the role of the QA manager there is to look at that and say, right, I've been across these innovations. I've already done some of the thinking around how we're going to move this across. And being able to work with people like KJR as well, to be able to understand how they make that transition phase as smooth as possible.
Yeah.